Hello there, fellow summoners. Mad Dog HT here, and we're going back into the event quest, the last chapter, 3.2, and this is the new boss, the new big boss man, Pyshco-Man. And yeah, this guy can, depending on who you bring, can be very good and easy, or really a pain in the butt. So he's got Healer Hide. If you're close to him when that timer goes off, he gets a regen buff and starts healing, which you don't want. But if you're far away from him, you can heal, which is nice. It's got Crippling Failure, Explosive Personality, don't hit into the block, I get armor ups, and then after 5, you detonate those and you take massive damage. Armored Assault if they have an armor up buff. So if you tap into the block, you're going to give an armor up, and then they're going to be fully unblockable until that armor is gone. So unless you have a way to remove that, that's going to suck. And then Rich Get Richer, which helps you to gain power as so long as you have buffs. And he doesn't gain any buffs except that regen or the armor ups from hitting into his block. And other than that, you can use like a dexterity crit or any of your other buffs to basically constantly get power. And then you have to manage his little phases where you can't heavy, you can't do a special, well you can, but you get punished if you do a heavy. Like the red one is a heavy, the yellow one's a special, and then like the blue one's like hit into a block or block. But yeah, so long preview. I'm still fighting with Mojo, 40 something hits in. This is the first time that I've encountered him, except for like the legendary difficulty in the side quest. His special one, easy to evade. Just get back out of range of that little triangle thing that he's got, and then it's 2 dashbacks after that of those beams, and they're pretty predictable. They're easy to see and get dex out of. That was L2. It's kind of weird. I think I dex it a few times here and there, but I would just stick to the L1s if you can, especially if it's unblockable. If he's got an armor up, you're gonna, at least me, I think I'd get hosed. But so I built up Mojo. Mojo is amazing for the pass. He is amazing for the pass. I brought Mojo with Claire and Ghost Rider, and they have that synergy where you reduce the time on buffs activated on the opponent, and basically the unstoppable buffs on all the pass, they don't exist. Which is really awesome, and you're constantly regenning and completing missions and degenning them. So I came in here with 5. I got hit towards the beginning, but with the regen buff and then just the passive regens I get for completing the missions, I've regen to full. But then I threw a special 2 into his block, so he's got 4 armor ups. I'm in the corner. He's fully unblockable. And I think I hit into his block maybe to get those. Yeah, I hit into those blocks and take the explosive personality damage because he was at L2, and I'm just gonna block this stuff just because I'm like I don't know how to evade it and I didn't want to die. But yeah, Mojo, his degen damage when he has those furies and whatnot, he does a lot of damage. So I mean, he may not be the best for this, but the fact that he can keep gaining power from the Rich Get Richer and then from completing his missions is pretty awesome. And there, I'm dumb again. I throw another special into his block. I think I was trying to intercept him with a special, and yeah, he wasn't having none of that. But I've already got back to another bar, and we're gonna back up, and then we're gonna hit. Do I hit him with an L3? Yeah, I gain enough power, get an L3, and then this it doesn't kill him, but it's just enough. I think it comes out of this like 1%, and then it degens from the special 3, kill him over, and we get the solo. So definitely could be played better. Two special 2s at the end into the block. Yeah, don't do that. Just whatever you do, don't hit this guy into the block. Otherwise, you just need to have a way to remove those armor ups, or you can get in big trouble with him being fully unblockable. I didn't do it a lot in these fights, but block baiting his heavy is pretty easy to do and get away from and counter. I just didn't do it just because, this guy's got huge attack, and I didn't want to be close to him too often to where he got the regen buff. Yeah, there was the Cavalier completion offer. I skipped that. Now we're going back in. This is my 4-star run. So I used Doctor Strange and Doctor Doom for pretty much most of the path. And then I used Void for the last fight, which was Sorcerer Supreme. Get Fear of the Void and get the Petrifies on and get her power locked where she had like maybe 2 or 3, maybe 4 specials at the very beginning of the fight. But then after that, she was power locked for the rest of the fight, so that made that fight pretty easy. And I had him as a backup for this fight because of the regen. So my buddies told me Mags works really well for this fight, and I'm sure he does. But I don't have a 5 or a 6-star Mags. I just recently ranked this Magneto up to 550 for the variant 6. And so I haven't used him a ton, and that's really not any good excuse because Mags is pretty easy to play. But man, I just totally don't do well on this fight. And I didn't have it down on how he changes his little phases, which is basically once you gain a bar of power, he will switch to the next phase. So right now, he is in the heavy phase. I gain a bar of power. He's now in the special, you'll get punished for using a special attack. And the punishment's like a heal block and a power drain or a power lock. And I think potentially a concussion if you do the action or whatnot. And there I hit into the block. Stupid mistake. And I just about die. And I'm like, okay, well, let's throw off an L3. You do have the regen buff that comes around every once in a while, so you can steal that. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, if I kind of dance around, I can heal up. I got the rich get richer. My L2 can do an armor break, and I can bust that armor. So that's kind of my plan. I'm kind of just stalling because either I'm gonna have to intercept, which I could do. But I have a chance of missing that and either getting smacked in the face or getting another armor up buff. We wait it out, we get the L2, and armor break him, so now he's not unblockable anymore. And then I hit into his block again. So dumb. Alright, so we got another L2, and for whatever reason, it's not for whatever reason. It was I couldn't use he's in the yellow phase, which is a special, so I didn't get your ability accuracy, I think, is reduced in that. So I didn't get the armor break, and then I just got smacked and I died. So yeah, not a good start. So I'm going in with Void. I'm not healing up on these because I can get the regen buff from him. And Void is just a really good option, so like I was even considering using him as one of my options for my runs where I use like a regular 5-star, 6-star champ. But because I used him and I did really well, I don't finish this guy off. I mess up at the end. But he does well. And basically if you can get a bunch of debuffs on him and then on purpose, if you don't need the health, get close when that regen buff is going to get applied. Let him get it, and then let him get reversed on that heal, and you can do quite a significant amount of damage. And you'll see that in just a little bit. And Void's just a solid champ. He can consistently do damage over time. I did put Hulk on the team. He has a synergy with Void where if you do a heavy attack, you can gain a Fury. And I mainly brought that specifically to help on this fight, not for the path or anything, just because if I needed an extra buff, I could easily trigger it with the heavy and get those Furies so that I can kind of always have the rich get richer benefiting me and always giving me power. And so here we go, so we're close. We put the regen on him. We got a bunch of debuffs on. We're gonna throw our special 3 off. And I'm trying to think, how many debuffs did we have on him? I think it was only 3. Maybe it was 4. But if you have 5, you can get that extra damage burst, which I didn't get. But you can see that heal reversal, it did quite a bit. Gotta be really patient to not tap into the block. I know I like to tap into the opponent's block a lot if they're not like cooperating with the AI. Throw off an L2. Let's hope he throws a special with those up. We can get a power sting. And I should have, yeah, I did stay close enough. We're doing a heal reverse now. And, it's doing some decent damage, although I didn't have any extra, like, petrifies up, just Fear the Void, and then that 1 agility. But yeah, keep him to the L1. And, yeah, this fight can go on for a long time because you can keep getting that heal. So long as you don't hit into the block and trigger that armor up, you should be good to go. And then just keep trying to bait those L1s, and hopefully he will throw it. And he usually does. There I hit into the block, and boom. I don't know, that was just, impatient play, whatever, so I die. And so I only have Doom and Hulk left, so I go in with Doom, and I think I die like really, really fast, straight away. Doom can do pretty well on this fight though, for sure. Simply because he can, if you do tap into the block, you do have easy access to nullify the armor ups. But Doom, you need to throw a lot of specials to kind of get in his rotation. And him going into his yellow special attack control phase really kind of messes with that, because he'll get some power gain and he'll power lock you. Yeah, then I got hit. Yeah, it just didn't go too well. And so if I don't throw a special 2 here, I'm gonna get to special 3, and he's gonna go into his yellow special attack phase. And basically I'm stuck there until I throw a special. So I need to throw a special, but then it's gonna give him power. It's gonna give me that ability, accuracy reduction, heal block, power lock, all that crap. And now I pushed him to special 2. I throw the special 3, but because it's the special attack phase, I believe I don't get the stun out of this because my ability accuracy is reduced. Yep. Then I hit into his block, and then I get L3'd. So yeah, so that kind of sucked. He did a decent chunk of damage, but I don't know. He can Doom can do this fight for sure. I think, especially a higher ranked one. Mine's only a 440, So I'm going with Hulk, thinking I can get some damage. Not happening. It's because of that Crippling Failure, Falter, whatever node. Every time one of my abilities fails, he gains power and I get heal blocked, power locked. And basically that happens almost on most hits because Hulk can get those furies on his combos, and every time that he doesn't get a fury, he gets the power gain, and that's just no good, no bueno. You do not want him constantly gaining power, so I can't hit him a ton. And then I think on this next one I hit him with or maybe it's on the next one. I'm close enough to him where he regens, and I just can't do enough power fast enough. So yeah, pretty much this Hulk fight is a waste, and I go back in. I think I go back in with Void instead of Magneto, simply because I just felt like it was easier to reverse the healing with the damage over time than to play around with Magneto. At least, you know, as you saw my first attempt, if you're still watching, my Magneto attempt was pitiful. The Void attempt was halfway decent. So I'll let this play out. I think I try to dance around and try to get this to try to work. It was only 14% or whatever, but there, he dashes into me, gets the regen, I throw a special, and then I get special 3'd and I die, and he's at 16%. So basically, I did nothing on that fight, which really sucks. But yeah, really sucks. So I revive Void. I think I put like a health pot into him, but not too much, just because you get that regen. I just didn't want to like take any block damage and die right at the beginning, which I'm pretty certain I finish him off on this run. Basically, I just need to get to Fear of the Void and should be good. So this ends up costing me it ended up costing me 2 revives. I did die right away. So let me erase that from my memory again now that I've seen it a second time. 2 revives and 2 health pots. And this time I'm pretty certain we finish him off. And get the 4-star Cavalier difficulty challenge completed. And I've been looking for a mystic. I'm at 44,100 tier 5 CC mystic shards, so I need 900 more, which is basically 1-2%. I've been looking for a mystic, and if you stick around to the end of the video, no, I think I only show on this my 6-star opening, but I don't get it. I've been trying to get mystic for a month plus now, and I just can't get it. Just can't get the mystic. I'm still uncertain who I'm gonna rank up. I could rank up my Awakened Morningstar, which would be awesome. Other Awakened mystics, I had Dormammu, not happening. I actually awaken a mystic at the end of this video, if you're going to stick around to that. Let's just say it's very unlikely that I will rank up that champ. I do have Dr. Doom. He's still unawakened at rank 1, but he's likely my top candidate. I also have Longshot at rank 2, but he's unawakened. So I like Longshot, but he's got to be awakened to go to rank 3. At least with Doom, he's got the highest prestige possible, and at some point it would happen, whether through an awakening gem or me getting lucky and getting another crystal with him in it. Yeah. So, oh yeah, so here we go. So we're at 5%, and I think I'm going to block and then evade the end of it. Yeah. So I've noticed, or at least in a lot of these videos where I've been at least somewhat successful, is to block the first part and dex evade out the second part. You only need 2 evades, but I'm not exactly sure on what the appropriate timing is. But we take out the 4-star challenge, 2 revives, 2 health pots. Not too bad. So pretty much out of all the 4-star ones, the worst one for me was the Super Scroll. That one was a pain in the butt and took way too long. This one was fairly long, but yeah, I mean, it's the last one and it wasn't too bad. So we claim that. We don't get a Mystic. Don't get the Mystic. Alright, so we're going back in. On this one, I think, do we do Cosmic Ghost Rider or Symbiote Supreme? We do Cosmic Ghost Rider. Cosmic Ghost Rider is a beast. The one good thing about Cosmic Ghost Rider is he's got easy access to the armor break. So if you do accidentally tap into this guy's block from just habit or just whatever, you can armor break him. And then get that unblockable stuff off, which is really nice. So I've said this before in a few videos, like I know there's so many rotation videos like of how to use Cosmic Ghost Rider to maximize his judgments and damage and whatever. I don't know, for me, I don't really have like a specific rotation. All I know is that people die really fast, and I pretty much just do a combo ending with a medium, a heavy, a combo ending in a light, getting that power gain and throwing L2 or go to L3, and then maybe another combo with a medium and a light. And by that time, if you even get to the second L2 or L3, I mean, these guys are almost dead. Even like this biggest boss, which is a almost 65k champ, which has, I don't know, what, 400,000 health or whatever, they just don't last very long. There was the second special, didn't quite do it. I did get tagged because he was unblockable, but I don't think this, maybe this L3 finishes him off, maybe not. Let's see. If not, it's really close. Nope, not close. He's dead. So yeah, Cosmic Ghost Rider, he's a beast. Very simple to play, and the damage output is insane. If you don't have him, I hope you get him, because I love him. He's awesome. And I like the original Ghost Rider as well. So here we go. We're on the next path. Again, Mojo is a beast for the pass. Mojo is an absolute beast for the pass with the Ghost Rider and Claire synergies. So we're going to go in with Clairvoyant this time. And Claire, she does a pretty decent job. She's got easy access to Nullify. She's got the L2 with the buff immunity. So if you ever get a Regen or any armor ups where he's fully unblockable from the Armored Assault, you can get rid of those fairly easily. And the only thing that you need to just be careful with is just what phase he is in when you throw your specials. And again, I didn't realize this towards, I don't know, maybe like the second to third last fight. And he switches his phases from you hitting the next bar of power. So when you hit an L1 bar, he'll change the phase. You get to L2 like there, he changes. You get to another bar of power, he changes. So that kind of really messes with her rotation. So just kind of be aware of that. She wasn't as effective as I would have hoped. But really sustainable. She's got the heal. She's got the power drains. In Hellfire mode, that's where she's got her damage output. You can get the regens from the heal or hide mode. You can see that I got kind of messed up, and I was able to get out of that last L2. But we're already almost back up to 50% health. Yeah, so we're in Hellfire. We fire off the L2. We're getting a bunch of damage, but get the heal block and the power lock on, because I threw a special while he was under the special attack control phase. Now we got that regen. I don't have any clairvoyant charges, so I couldn't nullify that, which was unfortunate. And yeah, when I throw my L2s, if it's in the special attack phase, you don't get the buff immunity, which kind of stinks. So now here I can't gain any more power, so I'm going to be stuck in the special attack phase, so I have to throw my special attack so I kind of cycle back around and get some more damage. That's the one thing that kind of gets you with the rich get richer sometimes. You kind of get locked into that L3, and then yeah, you get like, I don't know, that was weird that the concussion came up, but it went away and I didn't get heal blocked and power locked. Not sure what that was all about. Excuse me. Yeah, so I should have thrown a special 2. And I get pushed to special 3 with that blocked hit. He's in the special attack control phase. Let's see if we come out of this one with the concussion and the heal block and all that stuff. We should. Yeah, I'm not sure. The concussion popped up, but I didn't get the heal block. Didn't stick. I didn't get the power lock. I don't know, that's kind of weird. I'm not sure why that is. If that's a bug or what the interaction is there. Just throwing off a lot of special ones right now. And we're trying to get this guy down. I'm trying to think. I think I die at some point on this one. Maybe I solo. I'm trying to remember. I know I die on one of these fights, and I finish off with Ghost Rider. I think it might be this one. I'm not sure. Anyways, these fights are a little bit longer just because you got all this stuff that you got to manage with the power gain, the armor breaks, the concussions, the heal blocks, the power locks, all this stuff. It just takes a really long time. It's kind of a pain. You got nodes going for you, which help, but at the same time, it just takes dang long. I don't know. I'd be interested. Who did you guys use that was really effective? I'd be interested in knowing, and I'll see you at the end of this fight. So I said earlier that I thought I died on this one, and that was incorrect. I do solo this guy, but holy crap, it took a lot of hits. I think it's going to be like 250 hits or so. Let's see what's on the hit counter. Definitely not quick by any means. 229. Yeah. Claire worked, but it was pretty slow. Could it be faster? Absolutely. Just gotta be able to manage the power gain, the power modes, once you get a bar power a little bit better, which I probably didn't do too well. Now next up we have Symbiote Supreme. Now Symbiote Supreme wrecked the Super Scroll boss. He also wrecks this guy. Symbiote Supreme, he's a beast. If you can get to a special 3 and get all 3 blessings on and the opponent bleeds, man, it is lights out and it's pretty quick. So boom, we're gonna light off at L3, we're gonna get all our blessings, and we're gonna start hitting this guy, getting the bleeds. And with the rich get richer, because I have the blessings and stuff on, and those give me some buffs, which is what, like, you get the armor and the fury, not the armor, the perfect block and the fury. You're always gaining power, plus you're gaining power naturally from Symbiote's abilities, and you can just keep cycling a ton of L3s. So this fight is pretty easy with Symbiote Supreme. I do have Mystic Dispersion 3 out of 5, which really doesn't come into play much unless I'm close to him and I have a stagger that's going to stagger the heal block, or the regen. Or if I have a bunch of staggers, I could just be hitting into his block and it would consume, give me some charges, plus give me power from Mystic Dispersion from those armor ups failing. Should have done that, because I had like that last time. I think I had like 4 or 5 staggers, and I could have just hit into his block like 2 to 3 times. Still had a stagger on him, and would have got a bunch of power. And yeah, so we're just going to town on this dude. If you can get to an L2, you can do some big armor breaks, bleeds, power drain, all in one. His AI was a little bit, sometimes it goes passive. But you can see this guy is just melting big time. I do hit him while I'm in that power special attack control phase. He's got a bunch of power. Now I think we're going to block and then dex. Yeah, block and then dex the end of that. So again, you only need 2 dexes, but I'm not sure on the timing yet. So I think I've just been blocking the first part and then dexing on the end, and it's worked pretty well, and the damage was pretty minimal, especially because if you have the armor up blessing, special attacks do very, very little damage to Symbiote Supreme if you happen to get tagged, and if you block it pretty much all the time, you can get some perfect blocks. So again, we're gonna throw off another L3, get all our modes going, and then we're gonna go to town, bleed him, and he's gonna bleed out. We just entered into Assassin's range, so we're gonna get some more attack. And yeah, Symbiote Supreme is a super safe, super easy option, because you're typically always gaining power from Rich Get Richer. You're gaining your passive power, and getting some power from some Mystic Dispersion if you have it, from any nullifications of armor ups or the possible regen. And it doesn't quite kill him on that one, but he goes down right there. So Symbiote Supreme, recommend it. Good option if you have him. Yeah, and then next up, this fight. I'm not gonna commentate all the way through it, just because it was super frustrating. I ramped up Morningstar on a path, got 5 souls, thinking that she would do really well. I'd hit into his block and then throw some special 2s and get some really good damage. from nullifying all that stuff. And with the power gain and the abilities, I think it was the lifesteal ability that was messing me up, because whenever you have a ability fail, you have you give him power. It's the Crippling Failure or whatever, and man, it's just happening way too much. So like, this fight just sucked. Definitely don't recommend it. I don't know, at least from my point of view, I just felt like I was always getting the heal block and the power lock and trying to get my power and get the damage and everything. It just did not work out. So here I'm hitting into the block on purpose, hit him with a special 2. It was special control, so I didn't get a ton of damage on that one. And then you get this, I try to block that, and you get that debuff. I can't remember what that debuff does. We'll see it a few more times. Can't remember what it's called. We'll see it though in a second, I think, because we're gonna push this guy to L2 quite a bit, just because he keeps getting that power gain from my abilities failing. Yeah, it's just I thought she would work, and I didn't realize that I was gonna get pretty much the Crippling Failure thing on like every hit. So that just really sucked really bad. Anyways, I'm gonna let this play out. Feel free to watch how not good she is. I do end up dying, and I end up bringing in Ghost Rider. In Ghost Rider, regular Ghost Rider, man, he is a legit OG beast. He does great. Well, I'll get to that point, and we'll talk through that when Morningstar is dead. So I'll see you there in a minute. So Morningstar did. I did eat the first part of the L2, which is why I died. Could I have soloed that fight? Sure. It would have taken forever though. So I was actually kind of happy that I died. So we go back in with Ghost Rider. And like Ghost Rider, theoretically he should do pretty well, especially if I can get to an L3 with a significant amount of judgments on him. Get Damnation locked in, and then you can just get him in the corner, draft back, intercept, pretty much like you would do with Magic being power locked. And that's exactly what I do, and he does excellent. So there was, I don't know, almost 60% health on this guy, and I think I end this fight full health. Not too many hits. I don't know, I'm trying to think of how many hits it was, but the damage output was significantly better than Morningstar. A lot easier, a lot less to deal with, as long as you got your L3 off with all the damnations, or all the judgment set. The damnation judgment would last a really long time. So basically, make sure he throws his special so that he has no power. Damnation's going to power lock him, and then just push him over to the corner and go to town. So here we go. Full combo over to the corner. Again, not full combo, 4-hit combo, 4-hit combo, dash back, 4-hit combo, dash back, 4-hit combo, dash back, and just repeat. And he just does amazing. Like, he is a beast. So we got all the way back to L3. We're gonna hit him with another one. We're only gonna get a short damnation on this one because this is the first judgment. Not a big deal. We're just gonna start the cycle all over again. And there we get the Fury. Ideally, I think for this guy, if you got, the L1, the L2, I'd probably go L1, L2, heal, Fury, bleed. That's how ideally I'd put on the judgments. Although, I don't have Blade on the team, so sometimes your judgments can fail, which that really kind of sucks when that happens. But here, I think so we got the Fury, we did the L2, we did the L1. I think I'm gonna get the heal next. And then the bleed to make that go long. And then we're gonna get back to Damnation, and we're gonna wreck this dude. Oh, I got the L2. I think maybe I threw an extra L2 because I thought maybe it didn't stick the first time because I wasn't paying attention, but it did. So we need a heavy. I'm gonna get a heavy off and a bleed and then an L3, and I think that just about kills him. There's the bleed. There's the heavy. I should have switched it so I got a longer bleed. Not the biggest deal. And then here I'm just gonna wait till I get to L3 with the rich get richer. He's under a bar of power. We're gonna get the super long damnation. We are in assassin's range. We're gonna get him over to the wall, and then he's gonna get wrecked. And you know, I don't know what it is with some champs, and maybe it's the AI, maybe I'm just making it up, you know, but I feel like there's certain champs that just do better and cooperate more with the AI. Like Magic, typically she's really good with the backdraft intercepts, and I feel like Ghost Rider is the same. But Ghost Rider takes him out. There we go. So that was like 60% health, 150 hits, a lot of hits, but a lot of those hits were in that damnation mode where you can pretty much just have free reign, do whatever you want. So last up, we have Aegon going up against Pyshco-Man. So this is my rank 3 Aegon. He's like sick. He's almost sick 100. I think he's like 80 something, 84, something like that. So I built him up on the path. I'm gonna heal him up. Warlock, man, he took off a lot of health on the path that I took. I'm not gonna heal him up all the way just because it can get regen. A little bit security. I probably could have not done any and then just backed off on that first regen and I would have been okay. Just need to make sure I don't hit into the block. And I had 200 and something mid 250 combo going into this. So I don't have the Furies yet, but I do have those true accuracy buffs coming up, which are going to help with the power gain. So I launch off an L2. I think I solely stick to L2s just because the bleed damage is good. Here's an L2 with the special attack control up. Don't get the bleed on that one. But next time around, it will be the heavy red mission thing. I don't know what that thing is called with Pyshco-Man. So I can throw an L2 and I can get a good nice bleed off. And yeah, I'm trying to think, do I heavy charge this guy? Thinking back, I should have if I didn't. Maybe I do with an L3, I can't remember. But yeah, Aegon's working this dude over. It wasn't like the easiest to build him up on the path with the unstoppables, but it's doable. And yeah, one more L2 and he's dead. So that was probably the quickest out of all of them. I don't know, maybe Cosmic Ghost Rider gave him a chance at being the quickest, but that was really quick. So we finished. We're done with event quest for the month in Cavalier. We haven't touched any of the other modes yet. We're gonna get that knocked out. We got all these nice rewards. We got another T5CC crystal. Was hoping for a mystic. Guess what? Didn't get it. But let's see. I did get a gift from Mirage Turtle. Thank you, my bud. I do end up sending it back. We're gifting buddies for this gifting event. I haven't opened up any of my envelopes. I'll do one big opening towards the end once I basically claimed all of them, and then do a big crystal opening. But here, if you stuck around for this long, or if you skipped ahead because I have the timestamps, that's cool too. Here is the 6-star crystal opening from getting enough shards to go over 10,000. We were just going for basics. I'm free to play. I don't have the liberty of doing features at all very often. And here we're going. We'd love to get an Apocalypse. And we get a Juggernaut. And granted, I can't get Apocalypse because he's not in the 6-star yet. We get a freaking Juggernaut. Awaken him. Not what I wanted. Well, thanks for watching, fellas, and I'll see you in the next one.